The Muscle Thief, a fight for strength. Tom Harper's world shattered as he stood from his porch swing, legs folding like cheap cards. The 68-year-old Denver firefighter hit the deck, his whiskey glass exploding into shards that cut his wrist. Blood pooled under the fading Colorado sunset. Once a titan who hauled families from burning homes, Tom now couldn't rise without crashing. A thief was gutting him, Sarcopenia, the muscle-wasting specter that preys on millions over 50. He didn't know its name, but its grip was iron. In a weathered diner, over a grease-stained napkin and a friend's fierce words, Tom would uncover a weapon: 7 ordinary foods to wage war. This is how he fought to reclaim his strength, one bite at a time. The Silent Enemy. Tom's fall wasn't a one-off. For 4 years, the signs had snowballed, grocery sacks slipping from his fingers, his toolbox feeling like a boulder, evening jogs leaving him wheezing against a fence. He'd shrugged it off as age's toll. "I'm pushing 70, he'd mutter, dodging his wife Clara's worried glances. But this was no mere milestone. Sarcopenia, the relentless erosion of muscle mass and strength, was carving him hollow. After 50, most lose about 1% of their muscle yearly. By 68, that's a 20% gut punch, enough to make carrying a laundry basket or climbing a stepladder a high-stakes bet. Tom wasn't alone in this quiet betrayal. His neighbor Sarah, a 63-year-old school teacher, felt the same creep. "I used to chase kids across the schoolyard," she said, steadying herself on her mailbox. "Now I'm terrified of tripping on a rug." Sarcopenia doesn't scream like a stroke or flare like arthritis. It's a shadow, stealing muscle while your weight holds steady, swapped for fat, or simply vanished. Tom's scale hadn't budged in 15 years, yet he felt like a husk of the man who once bench-pressed his body weight. His dreams were simple but slipping away: hiking the trails of Roxborough Park, restoring his '66 Mustang to its roaring glory, and tossing a football with his grandson without collapsing in a heap. The stakes were merciless. Weak muscles mean wobbly balance, sluggish reflexes, and falls. 1 in 3 adults over 65 falls annually, often spiraling into broken hips, hospital beds, or nursing homes. Tom didn't know the numbers, but dread was his shadow. Every stumble on the garage steps, every fumbled screwdriver, bellowed that his body was turning traitor. He wasn't just fighting for pride. It was for independence, for the life he'd built. He needed a way to fight back, and it came in the unlikeliest place: a chipped booth at the Rusty Spur Diner, where his old friend Mike would hand him a battle plan. That moment would light a fire Tom thought had gone cold, setting him on a path to reclaim what the thief had taken. To the Diner Revelation. The Rusty Spur Diner was Denver's beating heart. Faded linoleum, coffee pots hissing, Willie Nelson crooning from a jukebox. Tom met Mike, a 71-year-old retired park ranger, there every Wednesday. Mike slid into the booth, clocking Tom's hunched frame and the fresh bandage on his wrist. "You look like you've been through a meat grinder, pal. What's going on?" Tom pushed his bacon aside. "I'm falling apart, Mike. Dropped my toolbox Monday. Crashed on the porch last night. Cut myself to hell. I'm finished." Mike's jaw tightened. "You're not finished. It's sarcopenia, the muscle thief. Hits everyone past 50. Your strength's bleeding out, but you can stop it." "How?" Tom snapped, skepticism sharp. "I'm not pumping iron like some CrossFit punk." "Food," Mike said, slamming his mug down. "Not protein shakes or infomercial crap. Real stuff. Eggs, salmon, nuts. Things you're already buying. I started eating smart 5 years ago, and I'm back to splitting logs and hiking red rocks. Want the rundown?" Tom hesitated. Mike wasn't one for hot air. The man's grip could crush a beer can, his stride brisk as a 40-year-old's. Over the next hour, Mike laid out 7 foods, each backed by science to slow muscle loss and rebuild power. No supplements, no nonsense, just ingredients Tom could find at Safeway. Clara, listening as Tom recounted it later, was already pulling out recipe books. By the time they left the diner, Tom clutched a napkin scrawled with a plan. Its ink smudged, but its promise clear. For the first time in months, he felt a spark of defiance. Maybe he wasn't done yet. Stay strong at any age. Type 1 to discover the 7 foods that fight muscle loss. Food number 1, quinoa, the seed that packs a wallop. 1,500 words. Quinoa sounded like yoga retreat garbage. "What's wrong with rice?" Tom grumbled, arms crossed. Mike laughed. "It's not some hipster scam. It's a seed, cheap as dirt, and it's built to keep your muscles firing." Quinoa is a plant-based marvel, a complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids needed to mend and grow muscle. It's loaded with fiber to keep digestion smooth, magnesium to support muscle function, and B vitamins to fuel energy. For Tom, who'd slashed red meat after a doctor's cholesterol warning, quinoa was a godsend, offering protein without the baggage. Clara, ever the kitchen alchemist, ditched pasta for quinoa in a hearty chili with black beans, corn, and a kick of cayenne. Tom, dubious, took a spoonful. It was chewy, nutty, and didn't leave him bloated like spaghetti. They experimented. Quinoa salads with grilled zucchini and feta, a side with roasted pork, even a breakfast bowl with apples, cinnamon, and a drizzle of maple syrup. Within a month, Tom's morning joint pains softened. He wasn't gasping after raking leaves or hauling trash cans. "Feels like my battery's holding a charge," he told Mike over coffee. Sarah, catching the tip during a chat at the mailbox, tried quinoa in a veggie bowl with roasted sweet potatoes and grilled chicken. "I'm not starving by lunch," she said, her voice brighter. "And my hips don't creak like they used to." Quinoa's versatility was a winner. It slipped into soups, casseroles, or cold salads with ease. Clara started buying it in bulk from Costco, cutting costs. For Tom, it was proof that a tiny seed could throw a heavyweight punch, landing the first blow against the muscle thief. Food number 2, Greek yogurt. The creamy muscle fortress. Greek yogurt was already in Tom's fridge, but he'd never seen it as a weapon. Mike set him straight. "This isn't just for dessert. It's a protein powerhouse with bonuses most foods can't touch." Strained to concentrate its nutrients, Greek yogurt delivers about 20 grams of protein per cup, perfect for patching muscle tissue after a day of yard work or climbing stairs. Its calcium fuels muscle contraction, while probiotics boost gut health, ensuring your body absorbs every nutrient. For Tom, who often hit a wall by mid-morning, this was a revelation. He started simple. A bowl of plain Greek yogurt, topped with fresh raspberries and a sprinkle of chia seeds. Clara got creative, blending it into smoothies with kale, banana, and a dollop of almond butter. By the second week, Tom noticed he wasn't crashing before lunch. By week 6, his knees felt less stiff after tinkering in the garage. Sarah, inspired by Tom's progress, swapped her afternoon candy bars for Greek yogurt with crushed walnuts and a drizzle of honey. "I'm not nodding off at my desk," she said, "and I'm not wobbling when I walk to the car." Greek yogurt's flexibility was a game changer. Tom used it as a dip for sliced bell peppers, a base for creamy salad dressings, or a swap for sour cream in tacos. Clara kept it stocked, always choosing unsweetened to dodge hidden sugars that could derail their efforts. For Tom, Greek yogurt wasn't just food, it was a creamy shield, fortifying his body against the thief's relentless advance. Food number 3. Salmon. The inflammation slayer. Salmon was Mike's trump card. "This fish is like Kevlar for your muscles," he said, eyes gleaming. Its omega-3 fatty acids tame inflammation, a silent saboteur that accelerates muscle breakdown, slows recovery, and amplifies soreness. Salmon also packs high-quality protein, vitamin D, and B12, all critical for muscle strength and sustained energy. Tom wrinkled his nose at fish, memories of canned tuna turning his stomach. But Clara's baked salmon, glazed with olive oil, garlic, and fresh thyme, changed his tune. Paired with roasted Brussels sprouts and a scoop of quinoa, it was a meal that felt like a celebration. After adding salmon twice a week, Tom's chronic elbow pain began to fade. He could swing a hammer in his workshop without grimacing. Sarah, pinching pennies, turned to canned wild salmon, mixing it into patties with breadcrumbs and herbs. "I'm not as sore after shelving books," she said, her posture straighter. The science was undeniable. Omega-3s shield muscles from damage, speeding up repair and reducing wear. Tom felt it in his bones. His evening walk stretched from a block to a mile, his breathing steady. Clara started buying frozen salmon fillets in bulk, making it budget-friendly. For Tom, salmon wasn't just a dinner plate star, it was a warrior, slashing through inflammation and giving his muscles a fighting chance. Food number 4. Eggs, the humble titan. Eggs were a slam dunk. Tom already loved them, but Mike revealed their true power. One egg's got 6 grams of protein, plus vitamins most foods can't match. And they're cheaper than a cup of coffee. Eggs are a complete protein, delivering all 9 essential amino acids, along with vitamin D, B12, and choline, which supports muscle-to-nerve communication. Tom had avoided yolks for years, spooked by old cholesterol warnings, but Mike pointed to fresh research. For most people, eggs in moderation don't harm heart health. The yolk, it turned out, was where the magic lived. Tom kicked off with 2 scrambled eggs, mixed with diced bell peppers and a sprinkle of cheddar, alongside whole-grain toast. Clara whipped up egg muffins packed with spinach and turkey bacon for grab-and-go breakfasts. Within weeks, Tom's hands felt steadier, his grip no longer faltering when he turned a wrench. Sarah started boiling eggs for quick snacks, noticing her afternoon brain fog lifting. "I'm not dragging by 2 p.m.," she said, her eyes brighter. Eggs' versatility was unmatched. They starred in omelets stuffed with mushrooms, frittatas for dinner, or simple hard-boiled snacks. Clara prepped a dozen every Sunday, keeping the fridge stocked. For Tom, eggs were a reminder that the humblest foods could be titans, delivering strength in every bite. Food number 5, spinach, the green dynamo. Spinach drew a snort from Tom. "I'm not a damn rabbit," he said. Mike didn't flinch. "This isn't salad filler. It's a muscle machine, working overtime for your body." Spinach is a nutritional juggernaut, brimming with magnesium for muscle contraction and relaxation, potassium for nerve function, and antioxidants like vitamins C and A to combat inflammation and oxidative stress. These protect muscle cells, speeding recovery and reducing wear. Clara, always game for a challenge, slipped spinach into smoothies with mango, yogurt, and a splash of almond milk. Tom barely tasted the green, but noticed his post-shoveling soreness fading. They folded it into lasagna, stirred it into chicken noodle soup, or sautéed it with garlic and a pinch of red pepper flakes as a side. Sarah, picking up the tip, added spinach to her morning eggs, her nighttime leg cramps vanishing. "I'm sleeping through the night," she said, her voice lighter. "No more waking up in pain." Spinach's stealth was its strength, easy to hide in dishes, impossible to ignore in its impact. Clara bought it fresh or frozen, keeping costs low. For Tom, spinach was a green dynamo, quietly fueling his fight against the thief. Food number 6, almonds, the crunchy muscle aid. Almonds were an easy sell. Tom already munched nuts during Broncos games, but Mike revealed their deeper value. They're not just bar snacks. They've got protein, magnesium, and vitamin E, your muscle's best friends. A handful, about 23 almonds, delivers plant-based protein and antioxidants that shield muscle cells from damage caused by oxidative stress. Tom started keeping a small jar in his truck, swapping vending machine chips for almonds during errands. His shoulders didn't ache as much after hauling firewood. Sarah sprinkled almonds over her Greek yogurt, her joints less stiff after tending her garden. "It's like a little jolt of energy," she said, her smile wider. Almonds fit anywhere, tossed into salads, blended into smoothies, or eaten straight from the bag. Tom stuck to plain or dry roasted, avoiding sugary or salty coatings that could undermine his goals. Clara bought them in bulk, making them a budget-friendly staple. For Tom, almonds were a crunchy ally, a small choice that delivered outsized strength, helping him hold the line against the thief. Food number 7, chicken breast. The protein cornerstone. Chicken breast was the final piece, and Mike didn't hold back. It's basic, but it's a beast. Lean, mean, and packed with protein to keep your muscles solid. With 26 grams of protein per 3-ounce serving, plus B vitamins like B6 and B12 for energy metabolism, chicken breast is a muscle-building cornerstone. Clara grilled it with rosemary and paprika, shredded it for hearty soups, or baked it with roasted root vegetables. Tom, who'd leaned on frozen pizzas, switched to chicken paired with wild rice and steamed broccoli. He slept deeper, his steps surer. Sarah, living alone, batch-cooked chicken for quick salads and stir-fries, noticing she climbed her apartment stairs without pausing. "I'm not teetering anymore," she said, her voice steady. Chicken's simplicity was its superpower. No culinary degree needed. Just season, cook, and eat. Clara prepped a week's worth every Sunday, keeping meals stress-free. For Tom, chicken wasn't just food. It was the bedrock of his new strength, anchoring his fight against the muscle thief. The plan takes root. Tom didn't flip his life overnight. Mike's advice was clear. Start small, build steady. Pick 3 foods, craft meals around them. Monday might be grilled chicken with quinoa and sautéed spinach. Wednesday, Greek yogurt with almonds and fresh peaches. Friday, baked salmon with sweet potatoes and a green salad. Tom scribbled a weekly plan on a kitchen chalkboard, taping Mike's napkin beside it for inspiration. Clara joined in, prepping staples like hard-boiled eggs, cooked quinoa, and roasted veggies to make meals a snap. Sarah adopted a similar approach, planning 3-day menus to save time and mental energy. Within a month, Tom noticed he wasn't clutching railings on stairs. Sarah carried heavy book crates at school without strain. "It's not about being perfect," Tom told Mike over a beer. "It's about showing up." Consistency outshone flawless execution. One muscle-friendly meal a day stacked up over weeks, then months. Clara kept the process fun, experimenting with new spices or pairings. Sarah shared recipes with colleagues, building a small community of eaters fighting the same fight. Tom's falls became rare, his grip on his tools firm. Sarah walked taller, her fear of curbs fading. The napkin, now framed in the kitchen, was more than a list. It was Tom's battle flag, a testament that strength begins on your plate. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and share with your friends. Your support keeps these stories alive. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. And if today's story touched your heart, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Take care, stay well, and see you in the next story.